Hi everybody, my name is Nick Timashok, and today I'd like to share with you a brief little story slash potential theory that I have about some things. So basically I woke up this morning at about 8:30 roughly, and I had one of the strangest urges I've ever had in my entire life. And believe me when I say I have strange urges all day long. But this one takes a cake. I woke up and I decided that I needed to read this. Now, some of you might already know I'm not a religious person. I never have been, and I don't ever plan on being a religious person. I actually come from a long line of atheists on my mother's side, up until last year when my mother broke that and joined the Catholic Church. Which is okay. She's my mom. I respect her decisions, and I love her, no matter what. But I was reading this book, and as you can tell, I got real far. I got all the way to page 301, as you can tell by my sexy little bookmark right there. So yeah, I've been up since 8 in the morning reading the fucking Bible. Oh well. So, I was reading a lot of these passages, and a lot of them are typical, very hard to believe Christian stories, you know, that atheists would argue against Christians, and they'd say stuff like, oh, well, if there's a God, then how come bad things happen to good people? And if there's a God, then how come a woman so sweet as my mother got cancer and she died? You know, how could he do that? How could he be a forgiving God and do something like that? You know, the problem with arguments like that, stereotypical arguments that atheists and non-religious people always use, is the Christians always have a defense, okay? And they will always, always, always go back to this book and quote things from this book that make sense to them. And you can't argue with them. You really can't. I mean, you can try, but they'll just keep doing it. They have loads of material here. So I don't think those kinds of arguments that atheists pose are very effective. You know, questioning why God exists. You know, in my opinion, religion is nothing more, it should be nothing more than belief, happiness, and love. And all three of those things need to serve you personally. If they don't serve you, then the religion is useless. It's just my opinion. But anyway, so I was reading this story, and I came across one passage on page 13, it's very early in the Bible, that was fairly disturbing to me. And I'm just going to say a little something about it. I'm not going to give away my interpretation of the story. It's going to be pretty self-explanatory by the time I get to the end. But it was very disturbing seeing the connection between a passage that was written in a book over 2,000 years ago to current events and current scandals that are going on with the Catholic Church and other religious groups. So, I'm not going to judge, I'm not going to say a damn thing until I finish reading this fucking Bible. And yes, I'm going to finish it. I'm going to try to finish it by tonight. If I don't, then you don't fucking care anyway. So, I will read you this passage, and I'd just really like to hear what you guys think. Like I said, I'm not going to give away my interpretation of what this page is talking about. Not even a page, a half a page. But, yeah, without further ado, I'm going to start now. The story is called The Destruction of Sodom. That's Sodom and Gomorrah, you perverts out there. It is Genesis 20, and it is on page 13. Now Lot went up out of Zoar, and dwelt in the hills with his 2 daughters. For he was afraid to dwell in Zoar, so he dwelt in a cave with his 2 daughters. And the firstborn said to the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man on earth to come in to us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve offspring through our father. So they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with her father. He did not know when she lay down or when she arose. And on the next day the firstborn said to the younger, Behold, I lay last night with my father. Let us make him drink wine tonight also. Then you go in and lie with him, that we may preserve offspring through our father. So they made their father drink wine that night also, and the younger arose and lay with him. And he did not know when she lay down or when she arose. Thus both of the daughters of Lot, their father, were with child by their father. The firstborn bore a son, and called his name Moab. He is the father of the Moabites to this day, if you're familiar with any of that. The younger also bore a son, and called his name Benami. He is the father of the Ammonites to this day. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not familiar with that term. Anyway, that's the end of the story, or the end of the passage that really stuck out to me. And I'm not going to say a thing. It's pretty much implied in there what my interpretation of this is, and the connection between this passage and current events and scandals that are happening today in the Catholic Church. So, thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.